Welcome to the Stash Cast, where innovation meets real estate. Let's dive in.
Today, I am joined by Ivan Klyzhenko, a founder whose career arc runs from writing code at 17 to managing software projects to becoming a UI UX designer, and now is leading a SaaS product development agency serving clients around the world. He's redesigned complex ERP and CRM systems, helped startups land funding with clickable prototypes, and mentors founders at Techstars on how to turn good products into great businesses. So, Ivan, thanks so much for joining me today.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I gave us a quick intro of who you are and what you do, but for the folks at home that maybe haven't had a chance to look you up, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, nice to meet you. Really pleased to be here. And in a nutshell, I'm just a guy who wanted to work with people I like to work with. So my main motivation to found my own company. And right now we are doing interfaces for different type of clients in like proper business areas. I started in software companies, studied coding, project management, product management, UI, UX, and originally company is, and me myself, creative design. So yeah, like we do that for different type of products, and we like to work and we like real business. I really like to talk about real businesses, and I consider myself not like coder or designer, but businessman, if I can call that like that. So I
Sure.
really prefer to talk about stuff from that perspective. And even when we do for product, the real goal is like making money, to check new clients. And I believe it's where all my mindset is like right now.
What's been your favorite project to work on so far?
Yeah, my own company, and what we do, one that we're working right now, it's for workforce management and managing like people inside of organizations. It's kind of ERP for like timekeeping, time clocks, all of that. And it's connected with IoT, with real devices, and it's desktop application. So it's completely different world for me. It's our first desktop application, and we like to work with it. I really like new challenges. So it's my favorite project.
That sounds exciting. So I'm sorry, what does it do again?
It's like workforce management. Like you
Okay.
have companies, there's people inside it. They need to clock in, clock out, do some like human resource activities and managing the staff and people inside the organization.
People have a chip on them if it's IoT where they can see if they're on site or not.
Oh, it's clocks where you clock in and clock out. I believe in McDonald's or such companies, they do have such devices. And by the way, they are Chinese devices. So they're hugely affected by tariffs. Business is struggling a bit.
Interesting. How did you get into product design, software design, development, things like that? Where did this desire of yours come from?
My dad all my life, he said that I need to work in IT and be IT person. I said, no way. I'm just use computer to play games and all of that. But ended up with some random job posting that I saw and said, okay, why I'm not trying that? And visited my first interview to the company with zero knowledge. It was for trainee position, my first position where I applied for. And I said, wow, it's not a factory. It's something different. It's IT. Yeah, I like it.
I'm curious, why did your dad insist that or suggest that's a career path that you should pursue? Is that what he was in too?
No, he is fully in real estate and construction and owning property and such stuff. He built schools and big construction projects. So he's
Okay.
fully.
The Stash Cast is brought to you by Needle. What if you could use data and analytics to predict real estate transactions? With Needle, you can. Check it out at needle.us to learn more.
In this area, it's also partially why I'm interested in real estate and like real assets in general because of him. But he said it's not the best way to go through because he needed to work as like a normal construction like person, like building, doing a lot of stuff by his hand. And he said, demand and say, go to IT. And I rejected that and then decided, okay, let's do it. So now I own IT company.
Yeah, it sounds like your dad has made a good transition from just general construction into owning properties and things like that. But yeah, he's right. We were talking as we just started, and I had to reschedule on us because I was turning a unit. Yeah, I think that's the goal, right? Is to maybe not have to go out and work physically hard every day. But I grew up working for my dad as well, and I'm not very handy. So it's good that I'm behind a desk. I spent some time on this project. I built the parking lot. I rented some heavy equipment, and you don't need any sort of license to rent or run it. So that was fun. I just had a great time doing it. I guess my point is that there is something to be said about a hard day's work and you feel like you've accomplished something physically at the end of the day. But you don't necessarily, my dad worked every day for his whole life, and you don't get a break from that.
I believe that it's maybe nowadays a lot of this stuff is happening like modern factory. So just like manufacturing line when you create a lot of code, create products. So it's a bit changing. And not handy also, I do box and such stuff that can't produce anything by my hand. But yeah, sounds interesting. And there is a real issue sometimes when we don't visit with our team physically, like in office or kind of team buildings. There is real feeling that there might be no separation between like computer game and running real IT company. Like you just open not Steam for games, you just open Google Cloud, you open Gmail, you open Notion, like different type of tools and playing the same game. And
Right.
but it's real business. And to feel it real, feel like something like it's real people, real assets, like everything is real, you should touch it. So sometimes like physical connections with things, and it's I believe stuff that you just mentioned, huge process. Like you rented equipment, you do something by your hands and you see the result. With IT products and digital stuff, I believe it's a bit more complex to feel what you actually achieved if it's not cash.
Yeah, even then, it's just numbers in a bank account at that point, which is helpful.
And
I
might be
rent,
like
yeah, I rented,
Caterpillar track or what it might be.
I rented a big excavator and then a skid steer, and like it came
Your
on.
license?
No, it's hilarious. Like the excavator showed up and I was on a flatbed truck, and I said to the guy, I was like, "Could you just give me a quick tutorial on how to run this?"
You can, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And he's, yeah, sure. And so he showed me and I did some practice, but I got it done. I got the job done. And it turns out that was not the right tool for the job. The skid steer is what I wanted in the beginning and needed. But the guy that I called to rent it for or from, he was like, "Oh, yeah, you just do an excavator. You'll get it done real quick." I caused a lot of havoc and tore up the lot, but it was just too big for what I needed. But it was fun.
Interesting. And we have the client of ours, and we are in a fleet management like industry, and there's a specific industry where people they even like purchase or own this like heavy equipment and rent it to like all time I thought it might be only for like legal entities or for some kind of like production line, but for me it looks strange. How you're supposed to rent heavy equipment with no license? Why do you think you know what to do with it? Maybe you want to destroy your like neighborhood, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever seen the documentary on the Killdozer?
Oh yeah, it's when this like past military guy builds this like
Yeah.
with plates, this like
Uh-huh. And then he
yeah,
put like Vaseline or lard on the outside so nobody could climb in and get it. And he's basically upset with the town officials that they were messing with him. And so he's like, I'm going to blow up the town, or I'm just going to dozer the whole town.
I saw that video. I remember they even used national security or something like that to stop here, like even army or so. It wasn't police.
I think the thing that stopped him is that he got stuck in a basement. He hit a building. He was going through a building and he didn't know that it had a basement, and that's what caught him. And then he couldn't get out of it. So,
Even not fuel was a like issue.
yeah, no, yeah, he's fully fueled up.
So when communicated.
Let's bring it back. So you started at a young age and you're running your own company now. What have been some of the lessons that you've had along the way, and how have you been able to overcome them?
I'm still young. I'm 25 right now. I believe discipline is like thing that I should have and I had, and just overperform everything. What helped me to be where I am right now, winning, discipline, and overperforming everybody whom I can see and trying to work like more and better. And my main motivation, as I mentioned, like in my companies where I worked as an employee, I really saw that they have hired a lot of people that are doing nothing. They don't move the company and organization to achieving goals or to the results. So I wanted to work only with people I like to work. So in our company, like if you are hired, you should be fine person, like personally for me and for our HR department, but we have huge rejection rate. So for one of our, like one position of UI UX designer, we receive hundreds, really 400 or 300 of CVs, interview like maybe 20, 30 people, then some test tasks, and we might hire no one or hire one person. So, and it's not in all cases based on only technical skills, but really if we like to work with a person and see that person like every day in our life. So I believe that it's everyone say that you should like what you do and it should be a hobby that makes money, but
Yeah.
also I believe you should like people you work with and it will give needed results.
So how do you filter for that though? Obviously, it
friends.
sounds like you got, if you're getting 300 resumes and you're saying sometimes we're not going to hire anybody, you obviously have a way to filter that. So what sort of because here's what I've done. I get pitched on LinkedIn all the time. Hey, you're a podcast host. We can tune up your podcast. And so what I've done is I've said, I'm going to make you do, if you're going to just blind pitch me without even doing any probing, I'm going to send you through a survey. Submit your work, show me it's worth it, and then I'm going to score it. And if it's worthwhile, like if you are a good candidate based against the scoring, then we'll maybe have a conversation. But I just get so many blind pitches and it is annoying, is what it is. So how do you do it?
LinkedIn, it's like separate place, like spam. Hopefully one day they will follow it. But in terms of our hiring, we have the process, and I'm process-driven person. So there are a specific type of things you want to see in CV. There should be a specific experience and way of thinking about interfaces, about logic. So we focus on if we can find logic in what person is presenting, it's important for us. Then we review your portfolio, and there is a HR interview with our recruitment department. And they don't interview person, but ask normal questions like what you like to do, how you work, describe your working day, and how you solve issues, like normal questions, like person to person, no technical questions. And we are matching answers to what is really happening inside of the company. So we filter that. And then on the proper interview with our design team lead, there maybe 70% of the interview is live coding, live creation of design, discussing. So we want to test person in real work, in real situation, and understand if we are happy with the results. So we're trying to test as fast as possible and make that path really short, so we understand it's our person. But in the end, it ended up up to 50-50 from like for 4 years. We have 50-50 after trial engagement. So we have 3 months as trial. And after this like 3 months, we keep only 50% of employees. Right? Even after all these filters, we have tested person, we have reviewed all his technical work. And then in the end, it's only 50-50. I don't know how to fix it, it's how it works.
So it's like after they get through all those initial hurdles and then you've brought them on, what you find is that only about half of the people stick on and are actually the sorts of folks that you want to continue to work with.
If you also from all the statistics that we have, if we are working more than 3 months, we are working for our employees for years. Most of our designers, developers, managers, staff, they are working with us from day one of the company, day 2, so for years, really 2, 3, 4 years with us. And it's also our goal to keep growing, make better results for the company, so we can make better environment inside of the organization, so we can keep these people. So we invest into our employees. So yeah, they work with us for years. So if you pass the trial, there's huge chances you will work with us for all of your life.
That's great. I wonder what you might be able to do to improve that initial, and maybe even maybe it even starts in the recruiting phase.
There is a separate department working on that and really in that process, but sometimes reasons why people don't pass this trial. It's an example, girl designer says, my boyfriend, he moved to a product company. So we are service company, provide services for our clients. We do not own products. And our designer, she's in trial, and her boyfriend moved to the product company and said, you should also work not in the outsourcing, you should work on a product. And she just left us. And there is a really strange case. I don't know how to
no rhyme or reason to it.
And we had such situation 3 or 4 times this year that there is no clear reason why it's happening.
That's strange. Yeah, I guess it's just life events sometimes.
Yeah, like that.
So is there a specific market or niche that you like to work in the best? It looks like you've got a vast number of different industries that you serve. Talk to me about that a little bit.
So it's B2B. So it's fully about real businesses. It's our decision. We are not focusing on the AI and all of that B2C products right now. We are inside of B2B real businesses, like real estate, brokerage, fleet management, insurtech, proper healthcare. And with healthcare, I don't mean wellness applications, proper hospitality products with all this ERP and CRM capabilities. So in a nutshell, it's ERP, CRM, fulfillment applications, forecasting tools and one of our clients, they are in the construction industry and they have really huge products with forecasting, with ERP, specifically CRM, huge amount of tasks inside features inside one application. And it's really B2B. And we are focused mostly on proper businesses with sustainable models. So they work for 10 years, 5 years, 7 years on the market. And they are a bit old-fashioned right now. New startups take their clients. So they need to do redesign. They need to rework the interface. And it's where our expertise is. Not making too modern applications, but working with old ones and make them enough modern to completely outperform new startups because they have huge names. I believe it's where we are playing. And B2B is small enough, industry enough.
So you're focusing on established businesses that are already in the space, but maybe they see some of their market share eroding because they haven't modernized the look and feel of their digital assets. And that's where you are able to come in and help them the best.
Yeah. And also, sure, we have startups in our portfolio, but when it's for us, the key to understand it's real world start real business, like luxury, e-commerce, CRM, or as an example, uh, managing all security firms like ERP, so you can order the security. And there should be real business. We don't understand how to work with B2C. We don't know how to do this. We know how to work with proper B2B customers. And if you're a startup, you should be B2B startup for us. It's where we can help.
Mm-hmm. That's where you're most effective. Did you define that in your ICP when you're going out and looking at, because we're focused on investment sale brokers and multifamily, as well as acquisition guys and girls. So it sounds like you've fully defined those folks in your ICP exercise.
Yes and no. So depends on the specific niche. In different industries, we see that different decision makers are our goal. And for example, for construction, if you can see, it's mostly CEO who we're talking with. With like finance, it's mostly CTO. I don't know why. Like for our services, are most interested like more CTO guys. And if it's real business, I believe we're mostly working with product person, like product manager, product owner, like VP of product. Like on our website, we received the inquiry from Capital one day, and I was on a meeting. They wanted to do one of their B2B segment products, but they decided to move with another guy, I believe. I was on that meeting. In our services, there was a need from Capital One hired company.
That's fascinating. Huh. That's a good fish to come through.
But we lost it.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. But the fact is that your net is starting to catch leads like that. So that's a good thing.
We niched enough from what I can see. Maybe not so good in the market, but like for our, it's interesting case. We are designers, but we don't do web design. So for us, it's real struggle to do web design, like websites or anything like that. Our website, we have designed it maybe 5 or 7 times. Every time we hire like a new designer or a new freelancer to do this, because with our internal resources, we don't know how to do this. We are not web designers. So it sounds strange when I say somebody we're designers, but we don't know how to do our own website. Like a real joke.
Yeah, that's a specialized niche in and of itself. And with AI coming along, how do you feel about AI? And are you threatened by it, or do you see it as an opportunity?
We see that early stage startup MVP development with budgets like 50, 100K will be dead really soon. And it's good that we are not in it. But I believe that AI is really helpful for startup founders if you have some technology to create initial concepts, initial prototypes, make it somehow working.
Right.
And then go to proper software development with help of AI, but with better architecture, with scalability, do normal product on a seed stage, I believe. But really early stage, I believe, is where AI is mostly helpful in our case. We could not win the competition. It's impossible. It's almost free, and you give enough good, and you can give enough good results. Yeah, I could not sell our services to that type of customers, unfortunately.
And they don't have the budget for it either if they're just getting started on an idea.
AI is really powerful. Like we have created by our own concepts and wireframes, and even turned it like with AI agents. Like I have students that created the kind of chain of AI agents. They have a chain of AI agents and created like wellness mobile application in a couple hours that is like really working. Applications in Apple Store, and they just done the same in a couple hours with the AI agents. When it's simple application with no real hierarchy and huge business logic.
Yeah, I've noticed that it can do the basic sorts of tasks, at least these LLMs, But if you ask it to do something more complex, or it gets caught up and it doesn't do well with that.
But like for my grandmother, like we all like work in internet or all work in computer.
Yeah.
It depends on the user group we're talking about. So I believe for our kids, AI will be more powerful and they can
Yeah.
use it with more potential. But right now, even when I like chat with ChatGPT, like their like latest model, it's it still like makes like mistakes. I can see
Yeah.
it, and I said, and even with tables, I tried to make calculations like in like Google Sheets, and it failed.
Terrible. I find myself telling it terrible more often than
Yeah,
not, because it makes these big promises like, oh, I can do this and that. And then it's like you get to it and that was absolutely terrible. And you have wasted my time. Don't do that.
yes. So I believe when it comes to a real thinking process, it's the issue for AI. But when you ask a specific question, it can like give you like normal answer. It's what I think.
Yeah, there are certain things that AI is really good at and others that it just is not quite yet there.
But it's fine. It's technology. It should evolve and be better. I remember 3 years ago, everyone said that normal databases will be dead and blockchain will be like everywhere. Like right now, blockchain still not everywhere. We can see it. There is specific niche for specific technologies, and
Yeah.
I believe that AI will be helpful across all the industries. It should not take my job. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I think, again, it's a useful tool. And if you can use it to help move things along, I don't think it's going to necessarily displace us all.
I like translation. AI. I saw a video with me talking Polish. It was amazing. I really like it.
And you don't speak Polish, is
Yeah,
the
I don't
net,
speak
right?
Polish. It was, I believe it translated really well because I was speaking Ukrainian. And for Ukrainian, it sounded close and it was easy for AI to just make another words. But it was amazing. I saw and I don't understand like me knowing the Polish. It was amazing. I really like it.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the best SaaS design and where that you've seen lately? And what do you think the opportunities are in the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
The best sound design. Yeah, really good question. Believe, but it's not in B2B. It's in B2C niche. It's Notion. I believe they created a new space like for products. So I believe Notion is really my day-to-day tool. I really like it, and they have modern application, but really with strict black and white lines. So it somehow feels as real notebook where you can write. So for me, when you can feel that it's kind of real, you want to touch it on a screen, it's the best feeling that we can create for the customer. And one of our clients, we work with healthcare in Sweden, and we performed user testing sessions, and there was a black and white concept of our design. We tested with black and white, then added UI. I mean, like colors, icons, images, all of that. It was green. And they said, guys, make it black and white. We want to fill this paper. So we have one of our products fully black and white because customers wanted to feel it as a printed material on their laptop.
Right.
Sometime
They want
receive
those piles of paper on their desks.
yes, and you should make your application like being able to be printed anytime. And I can see that with all this ChatGPT experience, with all these chatbots, some tools, they don't understand that data hierarchy still matters. And you should go through reports and understand what's going on without domain knowledge. You should open and understand, okay, if I'm doing well, like sales report, or I don't know, like any type of data, you should understand what's going on without a degree. It's our goal.
Mm. Yeah.
It's what I think. And where the potential is, we have, as I mentioned, a lot of clients, like older application, old-fashioned guys, with Windows XP design. It's really old. And we move them to trends, like enough good designs. And I believe that with the AI and all the backend logic being pretty similar, user interface will be key for end customers and users in fields to decide if they really want to do this. Good example, one of our clients, they are managing like cattle, like cows, how they feed it, how they do milk, and all of that.
Mhm.
So even this area is affected by software as a service, and there is iPad in the field, and they need to click through the data in a field. So it doesn't matter what backend. It matters if I can use it ongoing, watching what car is doing.
That's fascinating. That is user experience. You're right. And having it be able to work simply in the field. You ever watch Clarkson's Farm with Jeremy Clarkson on Amazon?
I saw some joke about that.
I think a good example of that is he's got this Lamborghini tractor that he bought the first season. And then I think we're in season 4 now. And that initial Lambo is, for whatever reason, he's decided he needs to replace it. And so one of the things that they do is they bring in all the different tractor brands. He essentially does a competition of how can he whittle down the field of different tractors, because from a capability standpoint, they're all probably generally the same. But it was a user interface that you wouldn't think a tractor would have, but it does. And so that reminds me of what you were just talking about with the cows and managing the cows in the field with an iPad, because it's like the same thing.
By
These
the
are
way,
things we've been doing for thousands of years, but technology can improve it.
and also, which car do you own or drive or rent? You know,
What's that?
which car do you own or rent or do you drive
Oh,
car?
I have a BMW.
I have two X5 M60.
Nice.
And what I hate about that car is how I need to do 2 clicks to run a seat ventilation. It's complete disaster. And it won't work if you opened a camera. So you sit in your parking lot, you want to turn on your like ventilation, and you cannot do this because cameras are opened. And also how Linux is like really old fashioned. You can
Yeah.
do it by manual button,
Yeah.
one click. I really like it. They invest millions and millions of dollars into car interfaces, into
Yeah.
all. You just connect your Apple, how it's called,
To your
CarPlay,
Apple CarPlay, yeah.
and that's all. All these interfaces inside of the cars, complete shit. One day I tried to open after hold feature in my BMW. I needed to Google how to do this. I needed to open ChatGPT to find. I don't know. It's complete disaster for me.
Yeah, there seems to be a trend of let's get rid of all the buttons, but there are some buttons that are just helpful, and it's better to have that old school tactile sensibility, like what you're talking about with you should be able to just hit print on your application at any given time. Those old, you might say old style buttons are the car equivalent of being able to print whatever is on your screen.
Yes, it's also part of user experience and how you feel with the product. So, and I can see that with AI chatbots removing button from cars and moving too far into digital and like new technologies, it's not good for user experience. It's
Yeah.
just destroying my behavior, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And
Give me my
with
buttons
user
back.
and with user interface and data hierarchy, what I'm talking about, like field workers and real people that are not too tech heavy, we are creating interfaces for them. They should be simple. They need to understand how to use it with no degree in computer technologies. They
Right.
need to use it really simple. But I can see a lot of cases when tools are over complicated. And we can see it across all industries.
Yeah. What's a piece of advice you could give your 17-year-old self that you wish you would have known then?
I don't know. I'm still trying to give such advices. Maybe enjoy time a bit more because like my hobby is my work. I spend most of my life near my laptop. I really like what I'm doing. So really, maybe I wanted to have suggest to enjoy life more. But I still don't do this. I
Yeah.
should give that advice to myself right now and just go and play golf. Last week I played golf first time in my life.
Yeah. You're right about trying to take more time, but at the same time, if you enjoy what you're doing, like I get fulfillment out of feeling like I'm being productive as opposed to just, no, there is something to be said about go for a hike or go play golf or something like that. At the same time, I enjoy working, not all the time, but most of the time. So pick something that you like, I guess. That would be my advice.
Need to drink more beer. I believe it's a good advice.
That is good advice. Ivan, this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate it. And if somebody's interested in working with you, what's the best way to get in touch?
I don't know, email, our website, my LinkedIn account. I don't know, anywhere.
Yeah.
Just, I believe our website is the best place to contact us.
We'll be sure to tag you on LinkedIn when we post it out. Awesome.
Yeah,
Ivan,
yeah.
thanks again. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
That's it for the Stashcast. Subscribe, share, and stay ahead in commercial real estate and PropTech. See you next time.